Greetings, dear precious spirit soul that you are. I know it's been a while. Remember, there's over 600, maybe at least 600 YouTube videos that we have made with valuable messages. And it's not a time thing, because truth is truth, and that resonates with all of us. And there is truth. My topic is actually half-truths set you up to fail. Half-truths set you up to fail. And what that means is when you're given a partial or a half-truth, the tendency is then to believe that whatever else is being taught or written about or shown somehow must be all true because there's some truth there. Well, we get hooked on some truth because we resonate with that, and we're so happy to have found some truth that has brought us back to ourselves, eliminated some suffering, giving us a sense of more empowerment and nourishment. And yet the very half-truth itself sets us up to fail, to not be who we are, to be depowered in every way. And I'll give you an example. When a teaching, which is not a metaphysical teaching, but is some kind of, I think, a channel teaching of some kind, says that there is no absolute truth. So they're making that statement, there is no absolute truth, as if it's absolute. That means absolute. It's a law. It's the way it is, always, and it never changes. When someone says there's only your truth, then that means that there's no commonality. There's no source that we're drawing from that we could all count on always, but it's everybody's opinion. And everybody has their right to their truth. So it's your truth, there's my truth, there's your truth. And what that is so depowering, because it doesn't give people the true, absolute truth of who we are. And only through that are you really empowered. To be depowered or disempowered is to be controlled or by someone or something else. And when we want to empower ourselves to take back our power that we've been giving away, we have to look at who we've been giving our power away to. And then we're giving our power away to teachings that are not going to empower us, but actually depower us, but become very popular, because then everybody says, well, everybody knows that, and your truth and my truth, and there is absolute truth. So they're making everybody's truth absolute. That means that's only the way it is, when it's just a thought form. Our opinions, remember, thoughts are words, words are sounds. Sounds are vibrations, vibrations are energy. Energy glows. Thoughts are light, and we know that this is a light reality. This is, in a sense, an electronic universe. And we are the energy source of this. We are the generators of this reality, but we're not the so-called creators of it, because it's not our reality. We're manifesting someone else's reality. And to take our power back, to know who we are, is to also realize that any teaching that gives you a partial but not the complete truth, it will always lead you astray and take you away from where you think you really want to be and are headed. And then people promote and protect these bogus teachings, you might say, that are not fully empowering to people, but will give them a sense of it and make people believe that's it. And then it becomes a common thing. Well, that's your truth, my truth. And once anything becomes common like that, you know there's something wrong with it. And so that teaching is, you are the absolute truth. When you know you're the absolute truth, that you're part of the source that is the absolute, and we all have this in common. We're out of the same fabric, and yet we're each different. And that's another one that is an absolute truth, is a partial truth. It says we're all equal, yes, and different. You see, we're all the same, yes, and different. Because if you don't have same and different together, same and different, remember, this is a dual reality. This virtual reality that we are generating is a dual reality, that it is based on what would you say, a hack of the light, a hack of sound. It's actually, we'll deal with that more later. And when we're going around and we don't have an absolute truth, we don't know what the principles are, don't have a realization of who we are and what's possible and the powers that we have, then we're caught up in all of this blah, 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 and all these stories and all these narratives, and everybody's running around looking at who can I believe and what can I be part of and what can I know for certain. And the real key is you have to know yourself. That means you have to return the power to yourself. So when we say that there is only cause and effect, well, in the spiritual, cause and effect are the same. But in this reality, we are cause and this is the effect. And what happens is when we allow the effects, the creation to create us, we're then inferior to our own generated reality. And then we give our power to people, places, and things outside of ourselves as if we don't have the power. And then saying we're all the same and equal, meaning there's no differences between, what would you say, body types of any kind. But different body types have different functions. And there's also a different quality of being that goes along with that. So the key is, and also some teachings will tell you that you're not special. Well, yes, that's true. You're not more special than anyone else, and you're special and unique and always an individual. And even though the word individual means individual, okay, it's about phonetics, phony phonetics, and individual, most of us, we're dueling within ourselves with the conflict that's going on between what we know and what we think, what we've been taught to believe and what we actually know. And very early on, we are taught to believe that we do not know and we cannot trust ourselves, and that someone or something outside of ourselves is our source and our power, and that we are born and we die, and complete negation of our own godlike divine nature, you see. So half-truths make you fail, because then you're caught in the game. Just like fear is not the opposite of love. And it doesn't mean when you're not fearing, you operate from love. No, because when you you're doing opposites. You say one has to have the other for the other to exist, just like heads and tails on a coin. The heads only exist because of the tails, and the tails only exist because cold only exists because of the heat, and the heat only exists because of the cold. So when you say love is the opposite of fear, that is not true, because absolute love has no opposite. In this realm, the way it's projected is basically lust. It's like and dislike. How can I use you? What can I get from you? How can I give some sense pleasure to myself by getting something from you? I mean, this is what it's about. Because it's the belief I don't have it. So people aren't self-satisfied. They're dissatisfied continuously because they're taught to believe they're not good enough and they don't have enough. And so therefore, then operating on these half-truths. And when you take your power back, what you do is, when you realize love has no opposite, it's trying to make fear a power. Fear has no power. In the ultimate, the evil has no power, except the power it gets from us, because we're the generators, the life force, the energy system of what is manifesting this reality. And when you know that and own that and come back to yourself, you say you don't believe anything. And then you start noticing then this duality that's operating, and the duality has to have a source, in a sense, because this is you might call it a perverted shadow reflection, but a manifestation or a creation is not an eternal. It is a changing art form, you might say. It is a manifestation. And we're natural manifestors. That's who we are. That's who you are. So, okay. Got lots of goodies because I've been, had time off, done lots of meditation, lots of work, lots of study, lots of research, having great retreats and workshops up here. Check our website, terrycole-whittaker.com. And there's over probably 500-600 YouTube videos that you can study. You can email me at terry@terrycole-whittaker.com if you have questions or you want to have more information on courses and classes that I'm teaching here and what I'm doing. And also phone counseling is a wonderful way that I can work with you, and we could do something on a regular basis depending on what it is that you need and what you want. So, hey, I love you. I'm here to serve you. I wish you well. I celebrate your glory and your magnificence of who you really are. And I really know who you are. You may not know who you are, but I know who you are. And I know what's possible for you. And so Michael and I are really happy that we can offer these wonderful videos for you and to you. So just when we take back our power, we have to take back our divine intelligence. And there is no equal to who you are. And there is the divine, and there is a divine source we may call Mother, Father, God, or how else ever we do that. And there's also those faults that portray themselves as something that they are not, you see. So we don't need to do that. All we need to do is to be who we are, to be you to the full. That's it. Free of layers of ignorance. And we'll get on to that maybe in the next YouTube video. Big hugs. Share this with other people. Thank you for helping us to do this. Anything you can contribute to us with love and intention is going out there to help more and more people. And the way that we transform our world is by transforming our own life, person by person, and being willing for all people to know and be who they really are. What a great adventure is upon us now.